When you don't chase, this is what she thinks. Why did his energy suddenly change? And why am I noticing his absence more than I noticed his attention? Most men believe chasing proves interest. They think sending another message shows confidence. They think explaining their feelings will create clarity. They think trying harder will convince a woman to see their value. But attraction does not always grow when effort increases. Sometimes pressure grows instead. And when pressure grows, curiosity disappears. A woman may enjoy your attention at first. She may appreciate your compliments, your quick replies, your consistency, and the way you make your interest obvious. But if your attention becomes too available, too anxious, or too dependent on her response, she begins feeling something different. She no longer feels chosen. She feels responsible for your emotional state. That is where many men lose themselves. Her warm reply makes them confident. Her silence makes them anxious. Her attention makes them feel valuable. Her distance makes them question everything. Without realizing it, they hand her control over their peace. And once a woman feels that your emotional balance depends on her, the connection becomes heavy. Then one day, you stop chasing. You stop sending the extra message. You stop trying to rescue every quiet moment. You stop explaining your value. You stop asking whether something is wrong every time her energy changes. You return your attention to your own life, and that is when the emotional dynamic begins to change. The first thing she may think is, something is different. Not necessarily, he is gone forever. Not immediately, I miss him. Just something is different. She notices the absence of pressure. She notices that the man who once leaned toward her is no longer leaning. She notices that your attention is no longer automatic. And people often notice what disappears more clearly than what was always available. This is not a trick. This is not a game. This is not about ignoring a woman to punish her. It is about stopping behavior that makes you abandon yourself. A mature man does not stop chasing to manipulate a reaction. He stops chasing when continued pursuit begins costing him dignity. That difference matters. If you stop contacting her while secretly checking your phone every minute, you have not stopped chasing. If you stop texting but constantly watch her social media, you have not stopped chasing. If you disappear only because you hope she panics, you have not stopped chasing. Your hands may be still, but your mind is still running after her. Real distance begins inside. It begins when you stop making her reaction the center of your emotional world. It begins when you realize that someone's uncertainty should not become your daily emergency. And when that shift becomes genuine, she may feel it. A woman can often sense when a man is no longer waiting for permission to feel valuable. His tone becomes calmer, his messages become cleaner, his presence becomes less demanding, his eyes stop searching for reassurance. He no longer tries to turn every interaction into proof that she still cares. That calm changes how she experiences him. She may begin asking herself, did he lose interest? This is often the first real question. When a man has always chased, his attention feels guaranteed. She does not need to think about whether he will be there. She assumes he will, but once he stops, certainty disappears. Now she must confront something she did not have to confront before. Your attention was not permanent. Your availability was not unlimited. Your patience had a boundary. And your life did not stop because she became uncertain. That realization can create curiosity. She may wonder whether you met someone else. She may wonder whether you finally saw the situation clearly. She may wonder whether she underestimated your standards. She may wonder whether the connection meant less to you than she believed. But a mature man does not rush to answer these questions for her. He allows space to do what constant explanations never could. Space allows truth to surface. If she had genuine interest, she may begin feeling it more clearly. If she only enjoyed being chased, she may disappear. If she was uncertain, distance may force her to examine what she actually wants. If she took your effort for granted, your absence may reveal its value. Every outcome gives you information, and information is better than confusion. The second thing she may think is, was I taking him for granted? This question does not always appear immediately. At first, she may feel relieved that the pressure is gone. Then days pass, the messages stop, the attention stops, the emotional support stops, the small compliments stop. The man who used to make himself available is now occupied with his own life. And then she begins noticing what your presence was quietly providing. Maybe you listened when she needed to speak. Maybe you remembered small details. Maybe you checked on her. Maybe you brought steadiness into her chaotic days. Maybe you gave her attention without making her work for it. When something is always present, people can forget its value. Absence creates contrast. But here is the truth most men need to hear. A woman noticing your absence does not automatically mean she is ready to value you properly. She may miss your attention without missing the responsibility of treating you well. She may miss your consistency without being ready to offer consistency back. She may miss the comfort you gave without being prepared for a mature relationship. That is why you must watch how she returns. Do not become hypnotized because she sends one message. Do not assume curiosity equals commitment. Do not mistake a small opening for a complete emotional change. A woman can wonder about you without being ready for you. A mature man understands the difference. The third thing she may think is, why is he not reacting? This matters because many women have seen men become emotionally unstable when attention changes. A woman becomes distant, and the man sends more messages. She becomes quiet, and he starts explaining. She takes longer to reply, and he asks whether she is angry. She gives a little warmth, and he gives his entire emotional world. Over time, she learns that her behavior controls him. But when you stop reacting to every emotional shift, she sees something different. She sees that your calm is not dependent on perfect conditions. She sees that you can tolerate uncertainty without collapsing. She sees that your life contains more than the chase. That can create respect, not because you are pretending not to care, because you care without losing control. There is a powerful difference between indifference and discipline. Indifference says, "You mean nothing to me." Discipline says, "You may matter to me, but I will not betray myself to keep you." One is coldness, the other is strength. A mature woman can feel that difference. The fourth thing she may think is, did I misunderstand his value? Chasing often hides a man's value because desperation becomes louder than character. You may be loyal, you may be disciplined, you may be thoughtful, you may have standards, but if you are constantly explaining, pursuing, and trying to convince her, she does not fully experience those qualities. She experiences pressure. When you step back, the noise disappears. Now she can compare. She may meet other men who give quick attention but no depth, men who speak confidently but cannot listen, men who flirt well but disappear when responsibility appears, men who want access without patience. And suddenly, your calm may look different in memory. Your consistency may feel rarer. Your restraint may seem more valuable, not because you changed overnight, because distance gave her contrast. But do not build your life around the hope that she reaches this conclusion. That would still make her the center. The point is not to become valuable in her eyes. The point is to stop behaving as though her eyes determine your value. That is the deeper transformation. The fifth thing she may think is he really moving on? This thought can create emotion because loss often becomes real when access begins closing. As long as you keep checking, she knows you are still there. As long as you keep explaining, she knows you remain emotionally available. As long as you accept inconsistent treatment, she knows the door stays open. But when you become quiet without bitterness and begin moving forward, she senses that the opportunity may not remain forever. She may notice your routine becoming stronger, your energy becoming calmer, your attention moving away from her, your life growing without her involvement. That can make her feel the possibility of losing you, but do not use growth as a performance. Do not post things only to make her jealous. Do not build your body so she regrets leaving. Do not chase success so she comes back. If every improvement is designed for her reaction, you are still emotionally chasing. Grow because your life deserves your effort. Become stronger because you respect your future. Build peace because chaos has already cost you enough. When your growth becomes real, you stop asking whether she sees it. And ironically, that is often when people begin noticing it. The sixth thing she may think is, can I still get his attention? This is where she may test the emotional door. She may like an old post. She may send a casual message. She may ask a small question. She may mention a memory. She may appear warmly for a moment and then withdraw again. Do not assume this means she has made a complete decision. Sometimes she is simply checking whether access remains available. Can she still make you reply instantly? Can she still pull you away from your center? Can one small signal return you to old behavior? This is where mature men reveal whether their change is real. The reactive man sees one message and becomes overexcited. He replies immediately. He sends too much. He asks whether she misses him. He tries to restart everything in one conversation, and she quickly realizes that he was not moving forward. He was only waiting. The mature man responds differently, warm but measured, respectful but not desperate, open but observant. He does not punish her for reaching out, but he does not reward a small signal with full emotional access. He watches what comes next. Does she remain consistent? Does she communicate clearly? Does she show effort? Does she respect the connection? One message creates a moment. A pattern reveals intention. Remember that. Here is your action step. When you stop chasing, redirect your energy immediately. Do not leave an empty space where obsession can grow. Put that energy into your body, your work, your sleep, your discipline, your friendships, your purpose, your peace. The goal is not to sit silently and wait for her to notice. The goal is to become a man who no longer needs uncertainty to become certainty before he can live. That is real power, because the strongest man is not the one who can make a woman chase. The strongest man is the one who can continue moving whether she chases or not. That man cannot be controlled by attention. He appreciates warmth, but he does not depend on it. He notices distance, but he does not panic. He can miss a woman without abandoning his standards. He can care without begging. He can walk away without rage. That is mature, masculine calm. Now consider another possibility. She may think nothing. She may not miss you. She may not contact you. She may move forward. A mature man must be able to face that possibility too. Stopping the chase is not a guaranteed way to bring someone back. It is a way to stop losing yourself. That distinction protects you from turning self-respect into another manipulation strategy. You do not withdraw because you have discovered a secret button that controls women. You withdraw because one-sided pursuit is not a relationship. If she does not return, you receive clarity. If she does return, you receive information. Either way, you are no longer trapped in constant pursuit. That is a victory. Many men say they want truth, but they keep chasing because chasing delays the truth. As long as they keep the conversation alive, they can keep believing there is still a chance. As long as they send another message, they can avoid facing silence. As long as they explain more, they can avoid accepting that the woman may already understand and simply not be choosing them. That realization hurts, but it also frees you. Because once you stop trying to convince someone to value you, you regain the energy required to value yourself. Your focus returns, your sleep improves, your body relaxes, your dignity becomes visible again, and you begin asking a better question, not, how do I make her want me? But, does this connection deserve me? That is the question of a mature man. Women are not the only ones who choose. You choose too. You decide whether her behavior is respectful. You decide whether her effort is enough. You decide whether the connection brings peace or confusion. You decide whether someone earns deeper access to your time and attention. When you remember this, you stop treating her interest like a prize you are terrified to lose. You treat it like information you are calmly evaluating. And that changes your energy completely. You stop performing. You stop trying to be perfect. You stop interpreting every delayed reply as a personal judgment. You stop giving full loyalty to someone offering partial interest. You become more selective. That selectiveness is not arrogance. It is maturity. A man should not chase every woman who creates emotional excitement. Some excitement is anxiety. Some chemistry is inconsistency. Some attraction is simply the nervous system reacting to uncertainty. A mature man learns to tell the difference. Peace may feel quieter than chaos, but peace builds. Chaos only consumes. So when you stop chasing, what does she think? She may wonder why your energy changed. She may question whether you lost interest. She may realize she took your effort for granted. She may compare your presence to the men around her. She may test whether she still has emotional access. She may feel your absence more deeply than she expected, or she may continue without looking back. But none of these possibilities should control your decision. Your decision must come from self-respect. You stop chasing when effort is no longer mutual. You stop chasing when communication becomes one-sided. You stop chasing when your peace depends on another person's inconsistent attention. You stop chasing when pursuit begins making you smaller. Not because you hate her, not because you want revenge, not because you need to prove a point, because you finally understand that love cannot be built by one person dragging the connection forward. A mature man can lead. He can initiate. He can show interest. He can communicate clearly. But he cannot carry two people forever. At some point, she must walk toward him too. If she does, there may be something real to explore. If she does not, he accepts the truth and keeps moving. That is quiet strength. That is emotional control. That is the silver signal. When you stop chasing her, she may begin thinking about you differently. But the deepest change is not supposed to happen inside her. It is supposed to happen inside you. You stop asking for permission to feel worthy. You stop confusing pursuit with love. You stop calling inconsistency mysterious. You stop waiting for someone else to choose the life you should already be choosing for yourself. And once that shift happens, you no longer need to know exactly what she thinks, because you know what you think. You know your time has value. You know your attention has weight. You know your peace should not be traded for temporary warmth. You know that someone who wants real access to you must bring real effort. That is when you become different. Not cold, not bitter, not unavailable to love, just unavailable to confusion. And the man who becomes unavailable to confusion becomes difficult to manipulate, difficult to forget, and impossible to keep as an option. In the next video, you need to understand what happens when a woman realizes you are no longer waiting for her, because that moment often reveals whether she wanted the man or only the comfort of knowing he would always remain available.